Well, happy Wednesday, everyone. How are you doing on this amazing Wednesday evening? I am honored and blessed to be here. Thank you for joining us tonight for Get to Know Bob. Yes, Bob, for BOB, Black owned businesses. And we're going to take a moment to get to know a fabulous Black business owner on this evening who is also one of the authors of our Unleashed series. Yes, you know, our conversations are going to be talking about becoming unleashed with the amazing book anthology that we have going. I am your host, Dr. Sonia Weaver, and I am so honored to be here with you this evening. And as you know, for these special conversations, I am going to be joined by a phenomenal woman who has the vision for these unleashed this unleashed book anthology. But before I bring her on, you guys, I'm gonna give you a recap of an amazing weekend that I had. An impromptu girls only family pool party. Yes, you know, here in the D and surrounding areas, it has been a hot one, and I am not complaining. That just means you got to have some summer fun, right? And so we were in the pool having an amazing time. What I didn't know is that my cousin was holding on some tea. So we were at my cousin's house for this pool party, and she was withholding a bit of tea. But the tea got spilled as national news because she is the first female, and I'm going to drop in Black female CEO of DTE. Yes. Can you give a hand clap for that? Yes. And thank God of praise. So if you have not been on my social media posts, I'm going to give a shout out to my cousin, Miss Joy Harris. She climbed her way and worked her way and did everything the right way to make it to the top within corporate America. I am not mad at her because I know that was not an easy task. Going from a customer service rep to CEO, that deserves a hand clap of praise. So thank you, God, for covering her for all these years. So that should be inspiring to you because it's inspiring to me. Lets me know that with hard work and God behind you, you can accomplish anything. So I'm telling you, Unleashed is the book anthology to let you know you can just do that. So as I welcome on my phenomenal co-host who had the vision, it is the chiefess, Dr. Silent Storm. Come on, welcome, lady.
Yes. Hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
Of course, I am so glad that we are doing this segments together. The conversations have been amazing. The people that you selected, we haven't even gotten to, I don't think, that part of how that came about, but we want to incorporate that into the conversations. Like, how did you even select these powerful women to bring
Hmm.
this process together?
Honestly, I don't think that was myself, my doing. God has really orchestrated this thing. It's been a whirlwind. I was just having a conversation with my spiritual mother on today, and she said, just take a look at your year and how many phenomenal moves you've made. And I literally was brought to tears today because it's been so quick. After I got my doctorate, it was like elevation, and God
Mm,
put that on my heart, fearless elevation. So when we did that, paired it with Him every single morning as our first appointment, He orchestrated everything. All I had to do was sit in the car and let Him steer this thing. And so it's literally been women that have been attracted to this in this project. So I don't think that I've selected them. God selected them for real.
I love that God selected them.
He
And I would
did.
tell you, you know, the energy in which God resides around us would be true. Because when you started it, like we always say, you know, some women were there, some women are not there, but it's because of the environment. We have said this multiple times, the energy, you know,
Mhm.
and you don't really have to do or say anything when you usher in God's presence. You know, if you're not prepared for it, it's going to hit your spirit a certain way, right? When
Yes.
you're ready for it, you go attached to it. It's go be like like water, like
Yeah.
life, you
Yes.
like something you need, that thirst, that drink that you need. And for me,
Yes.
I'm just speaking for me, because that's how it was for me. That
Mhm.
once I got connected, it became that thirst, that connection, that energy that was needed. So
Yeah,
yes,
and
phenomenal.
I agree. For me, it was just like a mental workout. Every day I do those things myself. And so I was like, how can I really impact women on a bigger scale? Surrendering to God, of course. I asked him, what can I do? And so he put it on my heart to have the elevation call, which was prayer, meditation, and, a combination of motivation. But what was unique is that we went through transitions of different women, but they didn't stick and stay. And I think that's because, as I've been elevating, I had to get bolder in my calling, bolder in what I stood for. And some of the alignments was just way off. I've had people inbox me in the morning saying, y'all talk about Jesus a lot. Okay,
I
so
didn't know that. Like,
oh, I,
yeah,
I had a lot, I had a lot going on.
y'all,
I
we talk
did.
about Jesus too much. I didn't know that was even possible to talk about Jesus too much.
Oh, it was a
I
thing.
mean, come on now. And
It
and
was a
every
thing.
single minute and hour is a gift from the Lord. So why wouldn't you celebrate?
Amen.
I mean, David said, his name will continuously continue. And
Yes.
if I know what continuously mean, that just seems like in every moment, right? Continuously, I'm
Yes.
talking about the Lord. So if you got a problem with that, oh yes, Lord, thank you, God,
So it
that
was
they left.
removed. It was removed quickly because I meant it for real. My walk with God is for real, and I'm not going to tolerate anything else. And so that energy that was trying to come in, it could not withstand all of us.
Yes, and I love it. I actually love God. That's what I'm referring to. I love how you do not have to fight the battle. He will
No.
move and shake and do everything he needs to do to make sure that his plan, right, comes into fruition. So a lot of people will look at this and be like, "Oh, looking at us." No, we're all vessels that have been
Mhm.
used and have been, went through something and have
Yes.
decided to be vulnerable enough. Okay, let's
Mhm.
be honest. People will think, oh, they got this book. No, that's vulnerability being
Yes.
revealed. Okay, that's
Mhm.
going into a place that's not easy being revealed. So don't get it twisted when y'all, see all of the glam and the pretty
Yes.
pictures that we took with the
Hmm.
photographers, and everything is polished because Dr. Silent Storm knows what she's doing and got us the best people doing the best work. And you have this pristine product. Know that it comes from a place of dirt,
Oh yeah.
because we went through some stuff.
Most
Okay.
definitely. Most definitely. And just because we're made up and we're in red and we look glamorous, we had to do something to elevate. We're unleashed,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a project that God gave me, but it's a tool for y'all. Now y'all can go and take it, another notch. I was just the vessel to steerhead it, even when people didn't believe in the vision, because there was a lot of I will write a book on the resistance I received in trying to get this book out. It was a lot, but it's just it's a tool for us women to not feel stuck. Something tangible you can have in your hands, a book. You've got it. It's yours. Sell it.
Exactly.
Do what you want with it. I was just the vessel to see it through, the visionary to birth it.
And if you don't know, 2 days, 2 days away. Okay. So get excited. Y'all better put it on y'all calendar and go up and buy. Get that ebook download ASAP. I'm telling you, it would not disappoint you. It would not disappoint you. Before we get into our conversation, though, I need for you to make sure people understand just the phenomenal work that you offer. So we're going to let people know and remind them that you are a phenomenal coach among everything else that you do.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So of course, we hearing that. I always say it seemed like that's the catchphrase. Like at one point, people were, bakers, and at one point, people were makeup artists. So yes, you might hear a lot about coaching, but that's because in every area of your life, seriously, you need it. The
Yes.
great athletes are not great by themselves. All those teams have coaches, and they invest in their coaches because the coach is able to see and bring out those things within yourself that you may not either see or you may can't bring out by yourself. You need the accountability. You might know you can do it, but you're not holding yourself accountable where a coach will. So, but
Absolutely.
each coach has a niche, okay, and an area that they just excel at and can help you at. So please share, what does your one-on-one coaching look like? What do you bring to the
Absolutely.
table?
So I use, and mind you, I spent countless years investing. At first, I didn't understand why I would need a coach, but then I wanted a lifestyle. And so I needed to shift out of my paradigm, out of my lifestyle that was check to check, not meeting ends, and kind of faithing it until I made it. I went into different networks, and then if they read Forbes magazine, I was reading Forbes. Whatever they did, I was doing because I wanted that lifestyle, that for my family, my legacy. And so after I shifted, I realized I needed a mentor, a coach, and so I had one of the best, Bob Proctor, and his protege Danielle Amos. I spent a lot of money, but it's an investment in myself. We spend so much money on our cars and frivolous things like clothes, jewelry, and all that, but we don't truly pour into ourselves. So for me, it was just taking what I would have put in other things and investing in myself. And through that, I learned and realized I had a gift in putting and connecting people together. But also through my spiritual journey, I wrote a book, Fearless Elevation, The Blueprint to Becoming Your Highest Self. And I wanted to put that together so other people didn't feel stuck. They didn't feel like they were not supported. I wanted to be that support. My father committed suicide in 2016, so mental health is huge for me, and my advocacy and advocate, and I put that in my coaching. So it's a combination of spiritual, mindset, and business. And I'll sit you down and we'll go over different things. I'll see things that God is telling me, and incorporate that into the journey of bringing yourself up. Some people that sit down, they don't believe that their product is worth what it's supposed to be, and I help
Mhm.
them to get that boldness to that next step. So
Yes.
recently I've had a lot of men approach me, and they are coming on board too as well. So I'm grateful that God is opening the doors, and that clients are entrusting me to help them to birth their visions, because I am a visionary. So if you tell it to me, I'll see it in the spiritual realm, and then I'll put things together, and then you'll see what happens in a short amount of time.
I love it. I love it. Now, one thing that you asked of all of us was a quote. So we started last week where we had Dr. Ratanji, and shout out to our beautiful Dr. Ratanji in our episode if you missed it. But I have yours here. Empowered women shine brighter, lighten the way for others to rise. Please
Mhm.
elaborate. Where did your quote come from? And what does it mean to you? Why does it resonate as your personal quote?
So I would say that a lot of us, we'll hoard our gifts, we'll hoard our stuff as if there's not enough. And for myself, I had to switch. There was ego deaths and all different things that happened. But when I realized was I have a platform God gave me. And so if I see another sister, another brother out there, and they're doing the work, and I have something that I can give them, I'm going to shine my light on them to help them
Mhm.
elevate. And so when we shine and we shine that light on somebody else, we all shine together. There's a
Yeah,
lot to go around. God will provide and make things happen. So you don't have to be afraid of hoarding your stuff. Whatever is for you is for you. And I always say, I could give you the exact recipe of what I do, but it won't be quite like what I do. You know what I
exactly.
mean? So
How many of y'all out there still trying to make your grandma's greens? I'm telling you,
yes.
you sat in the kitchen seeing what you did, and it still don't come out like your grandma greens. So it's,
Hmm.
I'm telling you, I say that do not ever, ever be concerned with an oversaturated market, so to speak, because your uniqueness
Yes.
will shine through. Nobody can do it the way you do it. You are the secret sauce.
Absolutely. And I have clients that'll come in and, they'll see a little something of what I do, right? And they'll start mimicking, but it's not the same thing. That's my craft,
Mhm.
my gift, just like I couldn't do what you do. So I would say, in order for me to coach you, you have to surrender. You have to be
Mhm.
teachable, coachable, and just be willing to put in the work. I'm not going to do it for you. You have to be a participant. And I've had to learn that along the way. Before, I wanted to do everything for everyone, but you're enabling.
Right.
It's not going to help them. And
My
so
coach told me to get off the field.
That's it. That's it. If you put me in the seat, just know, you know.
He said, "You are a
So,
coach. You're not a player. Get
oh
off
yeah.
the field."
And I've told people to reschedule or get off my line and meant it. So because you
Well,
have
one
to
thing
really
that
be willing.
one thing I wanted to add to it too, when you were talking about mimicking, is that people can pick up on authenticity. Your energies will reveal whether or not you're authentic or not, and people do not want to be connected to people who are not authentic. Case in point, I
Absolutely.
have shared plenty of times when I first started doing any recordings and different things. I am a kind of a perfectionist, right? So it wasn't my authentic self. One, I don't really care for my voice, but I had to get past that, right? It is what it is. And whether you're going to connect to it or you're not, you're going to vibe with me or you're not. It is billions of people in this world. I don't need all billions of people to vibe with me. So I had to
Yes.
learn to be my authentic self. And in doing so, then I started seeing a change in how people were, following what I was saying or engaged in what I was saying, because I was being who I was. And that
Yes.
opens up opportunities for people who are meant to come into your pathway to be there. So it's great that you're getting people to recognize they're not mimics. We're not little robots. You got to be who you are and be
Yes.
your authentic self.
That's right. Because it's so easy to go down a different path. You know, you might have started with your product and now you want to be marketing and doing all the images. And it's not just a canvas cut and paste, it's a craft
Right.
to it. So just let the professionals do it for you because you can honestly tell when it's not the right thing. So you definitely want to get a coach for those types of things if you really want to elevate.
I love it. And so here's a piece of my elevation, and part of what was given to me
Yeah.
was my quote. And I always say it's only lonely at the top when you decide not to bring anyone with you. And
Hmm.
for some people, I think that should be self-explanatory, because for years we heard, oh, it's lonely at the top. It's lonely at the top. And I know when God is elevating me and taking me to my next level, it has been amazing to have people with me along the journey. And that's a choice. Really, it is. If you
It is.
decide to make it where it's just you fighting and backstabbing and doing all the crazy stuff to get to the top, yeah, it's lonely. And I wouldn't
Hmm.
want it, to be honest. I don't want to be at the top by myself. We're not meant to be that way. So when I have read in the Bible that we're all the body of Christ, that means I'm not supposed to be there. The head can't be there without the rest of the body. So why would you think it's okay to be at the top and not have anyone there with you? Because you
Yes.
need the whole body to get there. So that's always been my quote, always
Yes.
resonated with me, to
I love it.
remind people that we're supposed to be there for one another.
And if you're not genuine in that and you don't thank and give credit to the people that help you along the way, that fall is hard coming down. You have to be careful. My father always said that be careful how you treat people on the climb up because the fall is not so fun if you have to come down. So make sure that you give
Oh, I love
gratitude
that.
and respect to people who have helped you up along the way so you can keep and stay where you're supposed to be.
I love that. Yes, I do. You could be entertaining the angel, and I'm telling you, if you're falling, it's not a good thing.
Mhm.
So
Exactly.
I have enjoyed our intro conversation. We have going to unpack so much along the way as we talk to
Yes.
all of the amazing authors of this anthology. We're moving right along, and we're going to be welcoming into our conversation one of the phenomenal authors that is part of this Unleashed series, and it is Dr. Lashonda Wofford. Welcome to our conversation.
Yes.
Good evening, ladies.
Welcome.
Good evening.
Good
How are
evening.
you?
I am wonderful. How are you ladies doing?
I'm doing
Awesome,
phenomenal.
amazing. And I think we planned this. We're all wearing
Again,
red.
to
Well,
all be popping right, popping
well, I,
red.
I think we were all thinking unleashed. So, we're here to represent that. So
That's
that's our
right.
color.
Uh-huh.
So, Dr. Lashonda, I hope that's okay if I can call you that. I do a casual kind of
Absolutely.
show. If you have not seen before, what I love to do, because you have a list of accolades, okay? And I know we can go on and be sharing your accolades, but my show is here for the premise for people to connect to really the person, to your person, your purpose, who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do. So I'll pass the baton to you and give you the opportunity to self-introduce. No holds barred. Whatever you want to share about yourself, you're more than welcome to do so. So the mic is in your hands.
Well, thank you so much. I'm more than happy to be here. Thank you for having me. Dr. Silent Storm, thank you for allowing me to contribute to this amazing book collaboration. I'm so excited. I am so excited. I know that it's going to bless so many people. So, again, I am Dr. Lashonda Wofford. First and foremost, before anything else, I am a woman of God. I am a woman of faith. I am a loving and devoted wife to my amazing husband for almost 20 years, Mr. Travis Wofford. I am a mom and a grandmother. Um, and those are the most important roles. Before anything else, my ministry starts at home. Before I can go minister, before I can go do any type of outreach, help anybody else overcome, I have to make sure that I make a great impact in my home. And so that is my heart, is my family. And so that's who I am, right? But aside from that, I am an award winning, well, a multi time award winning author, multi time international best selling author. I am an international inspirational speaker, mentor, coach. I wear a lot of hats, but I don't look at it as a burden. I look at it as a privilege. God could have chosen anybody in this huge world, but He chose me. And the things that He's assigned to my hands, I take it as a badge of honor and I carry it as so every day. So I am in the business of helping those people overcome obstacles, overcome pain. Life has a way of destroying us, or trying to, I'll say that. Life has a way of trying to destroy the destiny, the purpose that God has placed on the inside of us. But then you have little old me, little old me that God
Little
has delivered
powerhouse.
and brought out from so many things, so many challenges, so many things that was supposed to take me out, but He allowed me to make it through. And that is because my purpose is to now reach back and help other people. Help them see that the pain is not here to stop us. It's not here to destroy us, but it's here to help us, push us into the destiny and build that purpose and just build those muscles that we need as we're going to from level to level, from glory to glory. So He sent me here, helping me get through all of the things that I've had to overcome in life so that I can be that light, so that I can be that one to help those others and let them see what it looks like to be on the other side. So we're not victims in anything. We stand as victorious winners. That's who we are. And that's who I am.
Love it. I love it.
Amazing.
And as you were sharing and you mentioned the muscles, God gave me a recollection of when He spoke to me and I was doing a workout in my basement, and He was kind of like when Dr. Silent Storm was saying, like knowing your assignment and your role as a coach. He was saying, now on this bench, if you were to go and try to lift those weights, you're not ready for that. You don't have the muscle capacity to lift that yet. You need my support. You need to be there, a spotter as a coach. You need to be there to help that person until they have built that muscle, that understanding, and then they could do it on their own without you. But because sometimes you be thinking like, oh, I got this, then you want to go ahead and add some more to the table, and you're not ready for that level yet. You're not ready for that next level. You need someone else that can guide you to that next level, right? Because if you just try to add to it, you go be like, and so then you now get someone for the next level until you get strong enough for that part of the muscle. And that's elevation, right? And in that moment, I was in my basement like, oh God, yes, thank you. So not only do I need you, but then I need the people that are at that next level, because I don't have the muscle mass right now to go there yet, right? So I am so honored that you said that, because it just dropped that in my spirit of recollection for why we all exist. Because we all have that title, but we are all powerhouses where we need to be, where we need to take people on their journey, their personal journey, to get to where they're going. I'm just glad that you're going to be part of our anthology. You just don't know. You add something to the sauce that cannot be withheld in order to make this be the finished product it needs to be. Thank you so much for taking up the baton and saying yes.
I'm truly honored. I really am. I'm honored.
So, ladies,
she's so humble.
Yes, she is. Yes, so she is. Humble. But you know me, so we gonna go on and move ahead because you already know.
I do, and it's okay.
Okay. So we're gonna take a moment and we're gonna recognize our supporting businesses. So we'll be right back.
Awesome.
Linked, where we create meaningful bonding experiences through beading events for all occasions. Our mission is to bring people together intentionally, allowing them to spend quality time, connect deeply, and create lasting memories, one bead at a time. Linked offers many beading events such as bridal events, corporate team building events, birthday celebrations, groups and organizations, and much more. It's bridal season. Linked will capture moments you will cherish forever. You will have a beautiful custom bracelet keepsake to remember the time shared. Brides get to spend a day with their family and friends prior to the wedding. The bride can create a custom design bracelet in the wedding colors for her bridesmaids to wear on the wedding day, and Linked will provide the complimentary earrings to match. Let's make your day extra special and create memorable experiences one bead at a time. Linked wants to say happy graduation to all the 2025 graduates. Congratulations. Let's celebrate your graduate with a unique experience. Before they begin the next chapter, give them something more than a party or a check in a card. Give them a moment they will remember and something they can take with them. Don't let this milestone pass. Let the beads tell your story. The summer is also the perfect time for women to spend time together and get a break from the day-to-day. And let's take date night to the next level with a couples connection beading and bonding event. And don't forget to book your own special event to bead and bond while creating your special memories, one bead at a time. Email us at info@areyoulinked.com or call 734-325-9001.
Now we will return to tonight's conversation, Unleashed, Stepping into Your Light, Living Authentically and Fearlessly with Dr. Lashonda Wofford. Make sure you like and follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this episode with others.
So, ladies, we're back.
Yes.
And that is the perfect lead-in, because now, in a couple of days, I guess, we are officially unleashed.
Yay.
And Dr. Lashonda, here we are. You are unleashed, stepping into your light, living authentically and fearlessly. Now, we don't spill a lot of tea about our chapters on these episodes. We're spilling more about our connection to the project, and then a little bit of a teaser that we want people to want to then read our book, and it's specifically each one of our chapters. So what do you want to share during this time about your unleashing and stepping into your light?
So what I would share is that the first thing I want people to know is that it was not an overnight process. The second thing is that there has to be intention, right? Intentional steps into becoming unleashed. And what I mean by that is not just saying. A lot of times we as people, we say we want certain things. We say we want to live a certain way. We say we want to live a certain lifestyle. And we say that we're not happy with certain aspects of our lives or behaviors that we may have, whether they're behaviors that we picked up ourselves or that was passed down to us, from generations. We say we don't like those things, but yet a lot of us find it hard to move and change those things, right? We all have the power within ourselves to change whatever the narrative is. We can change it. And so, but you have to move with intentions. You have to be intentional about changing those things that you're unhappy with. And so that's what I would say first. And then I think it's important for people to know that this was not overnight. Like when you see me today, the woman that stands or sits, however, in front of anybody today, it took years to become who I am right now, and I'm still becoming.
I love it. So, Dr. Silent Storm, what would you want to add when you had Dr. Lashonda's name deposited into your spirit? What was your initial reaction?
So we're alumni sisters from and originally we had 25 authors and we worked it down, but in the beginning she wasn't a part of it, and it was sort of last minute. I had added extra spots, and so that's how we ended up with 25. Originally it was going to be 18, and then I had gotten some responses, and so her name dropped, and so I reached out to her, and she loved the alignment, and she had her chapter within that week. And so I was like, dang, if everybody could do that. So it was just an awesome, amazing journey. And I don't know if I'm missing something from that, but I think that's pretty much how it went down.
Yeah, it did. And it was actually beautiful. Like I tell her all the time, it's one of those things where we really just met when we started working on this book collaboration. But
yes,
she's one of those people that I feel like I've known for so much longer than I have. And we talk like all the time and just support each other through different things. So this
and
journey
likes and hearting each other and sharing. And that's what it's about.
Yes. So I'm like, it's been a blessing. Really, truly, honestly, it has been. And I don't believe in coincidences. I really don't. So I know that this was God. I know that the way that everything aligned, the way that everything has gone, I know that it was God. Whether it was Him bringing in and weaving out what didn't need to be, and then dropping what did need to be, it was God. So I'm grateful.
Yes. And even with the journey of how things would overcome me, I would message Dr. Lashonda, like, pray for me. This is what's happening. And, oh, this is happening now. And it was like, pray for me. And so she was so gracious to, stop what she was doing and call and give me some guidance on some things, because this is my first project on publishing for others. I self-published for myself, but it's a whole different ballgame for my first one. Think I was going to do 25, but still ended up with 16. Was a huge project for my first one. I didn't know what I was getting into.
Yeah, I can only imagine with all the different personalities and schedules and commitments and all of those different moving parts. For me, I'm a bit of a control personality. So
listen, if you were that, I had to take my hands off the wheel. If you were control, it wouldn't have worked out.
Right.
I had to take my hands off because nothing went like I wanted it, but it went like God wanted it, for sure.
And, so maybe there was a deeper lesson in that also then for you that you say that, because I think about a good friend of mine. He was like, stop forcing anything. If you just move every day and have God guide and lead you, his timing is always perfect. So I was like, okay. He said, so I never force anything. He's a well-known international traveling comedian. And he'll, be like, I'm over in Ghana, I'm here. And I'm like, where is this coming? He said, I just move in God's timing. And once you stay within that realm, and I'm like, okay, I have to learn that. So as you were talking, I'm like, I don't want to take on a book anthology, God. Okay, I'm not trying to do that. But just remember, like, you can't be the one thinking that you control, and you allow for how God needs to move. So I love it. I love the lessons that we've learned throughout this project.
That's right.
Dr. Lashonda, I'm gonna put your quote up.
Okay.
So it does say, step into your light, live authentically, shine fearlessly, and illuminate the world with your truth. Can you share where this comes from, why it resonates with you?
Yes, it comes from just my personal experience. And why it resonates with me so much is because I used to be the total opposite, right? Um, and now what I now know, or what I've now learned, is that when God puts the light in you, it's going to shine. It doesn't matter how you try to hide or try to dim that light, or other people try to come dim the light, diminish it. God's light is going to shine. And when it's there, it's there. There's nothing we can do about it. And so I learned that. And I just want to remind people to, it's okay. Like, there is nothing you can do you can't run away from it. You can run for a certain amount of time, but God's will be done, right?
Mm-hmm.
It will be done. And so that quote means a lot to me because, like I said, that I used to be the total opposite of that. I was always trying to not be the person that I already knew. God showed me who I was. I was trying to not be that person. Didn't want to be in the spotlight. Didn't want to come out and say things boldly, even though I know God is saying, say this, do this. I didn't want to do it because that was me fearing what other people was going to think about me.
Mm-hmm.
Now I understand that that doesn't even matter. It's what God thinks about me, what he says. And then, like, I don't have the option to tell him no, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's
my life
right.
is really not mine. It's his anyway. So if there is something that he's nudging me to do, I don't have the right to not do it. I don't have the right to say, well, I woke up today and I don't feel like operating in my purpose, so I'm just not going to do it. I don't
You
have that
can
right
try
to do it.
it.
Yeah, I don't have the right to do that.
No.
Like, I don't. And so I want to make sure I want to make sure that I let everybody know that it's okay. Like, your light, let it shine. And when you do that, that's God being glorified anyway, because nothing that I've ever done is is not in my own strength. It was all because of God. Who I am is all because of God. What I've been able to do is all because of God, and I know that. So why I'm not hiding the light that he put on me. Now I'm in a better, my mindset has changed. And so if I go into a space, the light is coming because it's on me. And if
Love
somebody's
it.
there that can't take it, put on shades or leave. But I'm gonna
I
do
love it. Put on shades and
yeah,
leave.
put on shades or leave. But I'm gonna
Yes.
do what I'm
Mm.
supposed to do in that space, because if I'm there, I know that God sent me there, and I know that He sent me there on assignment. So whatever I'm there to do is going to get done.
I love it.
Amen.
And I'm going to say my comments, and then Dr. Silent Storm, I want you to chime in with yours. One thing that as you were talking, I was remembering I had more boldness as a child saying, this little light of mine,
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
goodness,
let
that
it
came up
shine.
too.
Right.
And I was just
That
like, this little light of mine. I mean, and it was like with just boldness. So I don't really know at what point that turns in our lives that we actually want to hide our light and not let it shine the way it should, the way we were taught to do so. But I am so glad that you have said that you are unapologetically shining your light. And if it's too bright for you, put on some shades. I might have to
yes.
do a t-shirt and we'll go in 50/50.
Go ahead and let me know so I can buy one.
Right.
Dr.
Yes.
Silent Storm.
So as she was speaking, it was in my head too, singing the song "This Little Light of Mine." I'm gonna let it shine, and I just love that you are so bold in that, and I've really tapped into that because I, just like yourself, was not someone who wanted the spotlight. Even on my first birthday, I cried because everyone was singing "Happy Birthday" to me, and I didn't want that, and I had to get outside of myself as a single mother of four. I had to quickly find myself after my divorce and figure out that I had to do something. And it required me to have some kind of spotlight on myself. And so speaking was never a thing for me. You know, the Avon or makeup parties, if I had to speak, I wasn't going to do it. And so God totally transformed me, because now I'm in a place where I don't even believe who I am. I've become a different person, but I decided that I wanted something more for myself and my legacy. And so God recreated myself, and I became who I wrote. I wrote out who I wanted to be, who I envisioned I wanted to be, and I became her. And so
Mm.
now I want to bring others alongside. And so I love that you share that same thing. So that's literally why we're in the same tribe.
You're right.
We're
Right.
like-minded. So
Yeah.
yes, I'm just honored that you wanted to be a part and you said yes to being unleashed.
Oh,
Yes, being
I'm honored.
unleashed.
I'm honored.
We're going to take a quick break, but there I want one comment. We're going to take a
Yes.
quick break, of which Dr. Silent Storm had just said. That fearless peace in which we have is just awesome, and how it leads us to where we need to go. Thank you so much for just including and adding that. So we are going to take a moment, and we're going to recognize another supporting business. So we'll be right back.
Tranquility Christian Counseling offers individual counseling, couples counseling, group therapy, and much more. Focused on the mind, body, and spirit, they are committed to offering services that meet the needs of the community towards providing healing. They address grief and loss by having group sessions, they break down walls with their retreats, offer life coaching, and provide workshops for education, but more importantly for healing and more. For more information, you can contact them at 248-494-4578.
And now we will return to tonight's conversation, Unleashed, Stepping into Your Light, Living Authentically and Fearlessly, with Dr. Lashonda Wofford. Make sure you like and follow us on social media, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share this episode with others.
Oh, Dr. Lashonda, as you
Why
have
do you have
been,
to say it like that?
huh?
I
Me,
said,
like
why
I'm
do you have
doing
to say it like
the setup.
we all
It's
we all sat up a little bit when you said it.
it's the setup.
Yeah. I'm trying to help her out.
Today is a very special day.
Yes.
For those who don't know, I got the wrong thing up. See, y'all messed me up.
I'm sorry.
Those who don't know, today we are leveling up.
Yeah.
Yes. Level up. Level up, level
Level
up, level
up.
up.
And this is motivation for entrepreneurs, igniting your entrepreneurial spirit. Now, because this is out here, I just need you to, look how phenomenal she is. When she said that she's an
Amazing.
international author, let me tell you, you have a book released today, and in 2 days, another book being released.
Come on
Go ahead.
now.
Let's give it up for that. But
Yay.
it would be remiss of me only to talk about Unleash and not talk about the level up. So please
Absolutely.
take this opportunity to share whatever you would like to share. And before you do, let me tell you how amazingly photogenic you are. I have not found not one picture anywhere. So I'm just saying, I just had to put that because this cover is fire.
Well, thank you
Yes.
very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Um, and thank you for allowing me to just share out about my book. That yes, the ebook dropped today. Level up. It's literally the blueprint. Every step and strategy that I've put in this book, those are the strategies and the steps that I use to build multiple seven-figure businesses. And so people always asking me, they want to know how. Here we are. You need a great foundation. When you start anything, it's the way that you start. Your foundation has got to be solid, right? In order for you to build. You don't want to build anything on top of a foundation that's not solid. And so I'm always thinking of how my experience as an entrepreneur can help new ones and entrepreneurs that are already seasoned. because sometimes we lose our fire. We're
Yes.
just gonna be totally honest. Sometimes as seasoned entrepreneurs, we lose our fire, our it's not igniting anymore. And so we need something to reignite us, to remotivate us, to refuel our purpose and passion. And so it's not just for new entrepreneurs, it's for new and seasoned entrepreneurs. And I really do know that if they follow the steps and the strategies that's in the book, you will not be able to be successful. If
I
you're
love
not successful after reading the book, it's because you did not do the work. So you cannot read the book and don't do the work.
Amen.
and you and Dr. Silent Storm said it without being biblical. So I'm about to be right down biblical in this point, right? Before we went to the break, Dr. Silent Storm was talking about how she wrote down what she wanted to be. Dr. Lashonda has just wrote down the blueprint for you, right? The Bible tells you to write it down and make it plain.
Yes.
It doesn't end with you writing it down and making it plain and sitting there. Okay. You have to do the work. Okay. And like Dr. Silent Storm, so she's becoming the exact person she wrote down. Dr. Lashonda is saying she has given you the exact thing she did to manifest the 7-figure businesses that she had because she wrote it down, made it plain, and then did the work. She's put it out there. If you buy the book and you read it, don't blame her if it don't come true and you don't do the work. That's all I have to say. Dr. Silent Storm, what about you?
I would say that. I say that all the time because I'm big about vision boards. Habakkuk 2:2, writing the vision, making it plain. You can write it and make it plain, and people will start, complaining that they're losing in their life. But if you said you want something new, you're going to have to be willing to lose some things so it can get to where you want to be. So you make it, you cut out your pictures and your images and all that, but some things have to go. That old spouse has to go to get to that next level. The old job has to go so you can get to the next level. Whatever it is, it has to rearrange so you can lose and experience loss during that process, and people will quit in that. So if you keep hanging on and you keep working, because it does apply, it's not just cut and paste on a fancy board or whatever. You have to put some action to it. So I always say to my clients, if we write it down on our paper, in this year, this is what you want. If it's not on here, we're not making so much time for it. We can't. We have to be purposed, and you do have to apply action.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Actually, I teach business entrepreneurship to youth. And the very first lesson we do that. We talk about vision, we talk about dreams. So over the summer, they made their actual dream. So we put it in the cloud. It was like, okay, right now it's in your mind, like it's in the cloud. If it stays there, nothing happens. It just stays there as a dream. I said, then these are your symbol of your what? And they said actions, right? Your actions. What are you going to do to make this dream come true? Then we did the crickly arms, which is your movement, because sometimes we do very well where we're actually on point, making that dream come true. Then we fall off. So the arms are crinkly because sometimes we fall off and they retract back because we're not doing what we need to do. But I wanted to give them that vision young, that visual young, because it's in their hands. I told them it's in your hands to make your dreams come true. Now, will there be obstacles? Will things happen that might be outside your control? Absolutely. But you remain focused on what you're doing and get back on track. It's always a way to get back on track. So thank you for that. Now we're going to shift gears a little bit because we are here about Unleashed.
Yes.
I need to hear from your mouth, Dr. Lashonda. When you saw this cover, well, let me backtrack. When you heard the word Unleashed, how did it resonate to you? What did you think about it? And then when you saw this cover, how did it resonate with you? And what did you think about it?
So when I heard the word Unleashed, I said, "Ooh, that's me." Unleashed. That is me. That is me. No longer bound. Just Unleashed, right? So I love that from the beginning. And when she showed me this cover, I said, wow, that is absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's like you look at it and you see this beautiful masterpiece, right? But then I instantly thought about my journey to get here. And I thought about the other contributing authors, their journeys to get here. And it's just like, you know that this is God. When you know the stories, and audience, once you buy the book in 2 days, you will understand why I'm saying this. When you know the stories and you see these women today and you look at that book cover, it all makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It all makes sense. Those are the different paths, 16 different paths, 16 different stories that we all had to go through our own unique journey to get us to this one place. It's truly amazing. I looked at it, I just kept looking at it. I said, this is beautiful.
Aw.
Yeah.
And it was a
Absolutely
mistake.
beautiful.
It was actually a mistake from my vision, but it was God's vision. I wanted ruby red in the crown, and I have an indigenous background, so it was strategic that it was turquoise stones. And then, I wanted at least the 25 women to be standing with the chains, and then when they just put one, I was like, one. And then I understood. God said, no, we all didn't start together, so it can't be together. It has to be one woman signifying each one of us individually.
I love
Our
it.
own unique journey.
Yes, I
Yes,
love
that's
it.
it.
So, ladies, can you believe it? We are rounding into the last few minutes
I
of
can't
our
believe it. This
show.
is the fastest interview ever. It feels
Right.
like 30
It's been
minutes.
so amazing. That's why it's been so amazing.
Yes. We're just
So
getting warmed up.
I know, right? So before we proceed into our last segment, it may go over just a tad bit. We're going to hear our final. Oh, I'm losing my mind now. We're going to
We
recognize, thank you, our
rebuke that in the
final
name of
featured
Jesus.
businesses that are having upcoming events contributing to our community. That's what I need to say. So we'll be right back.
Get to know Bob says thank you to our community supporters who support our shows. Please mark your calendars for these upcoming events within our community. It's BUF of Michigan's 55-year anniversary. High five to 55. BUF Golf Outing Classic fundraiser at Golden Fox Golf Course, August 6th, 2025. Special guests Tammy Turner and Sylvester Hester. BUF 55th Anniversary Gala Celebration, honoring our roots, empowering our youth. Saturday, September 20th, 2025 at the Detroit Marriott at the Renaissance Center. This is a formal black tie affair. For more information, visit the website at bufmi.org.
The Curvy Girl Project Teen Summer Camp, July 11th through August 29th. This 8-week program will offer career readiness, field trips, modeling, fitness, and healthy cooking. The cost is $30 per week. Space is limited, so register today. For more information, call 313-499-8690. Join the Love Movement, Health, Love and Music Festival, July 27th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. This festival will highlight live music and performances, a youth empowerment summit at 11 a.m., the Love Walk from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. in honor of Stevie Wonder's 75th birthday. Pre-register as an individual, group, or church. A sensory tent will be on site sponsored by Hezekiah Kids, vendors, food trucks, and so much more. For more information, call 313-499-8690.
Functified, presented by Bassman Productions. A funk rhythm and soul concert featuring Full Circle and special guests. Friday, June 13th from 8 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. at 17113 West McNichols in Detroit. Free secured parking, cash bar, and food will be sold. Admission is $25. Come get P-Funked. And now we will return to tonight's conversation. Unleashed, stepping into your light, living authentically and fearlessly with Dr. Lashonda Wofford. Make sure you like and follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this episode with others.
So, ladies, as we round into our last segment, a comment came in. Thank you for watching
Oh,
from Barbara Biggs. If you don't know, that's my mom. And she said,
hello.
level up. I'm
Never love.
ready to explore new ways to refuel and elevate to a higher level with multiple businesses. God bless and keep you always.
Oh, thank
Amen.
you. Thank you.
So you look like you
So,
have someone you might be working with.
Well,
yeah.
that's great. That would be great.
Now, Dr.
So,
Lashonda, I'm sorry. Go right ahead.
I was gonna say, so now you're gonna have to play level up with that with the book. It's just stuck in my head. Come on now, Sierra.
Right. I
Yes.
love
Yeah.
it. So, Dr. Lashonda, you mentioned being married, and I came across
Yes.
this chopping it up with the Warford. So, tell us about
Yes.
this.
So
That's hot.
yeah, so chopping it up with the Walfords, it's actually now a live talk show. Um, we have our next live in studio with the live audience there, July the 8th in Raleigh, North Carolina. So this started out as just every other Tuesday. My husband came to me, it's been well over a year, and said, that God told him he needed to start doing Facebook Lives. He really didn't have like a lot of detail, but just like myself, when we know that God is telling us to do something, we're gonna do it. And so he's been so committed to the lives, and then he shared with me. It went from a live to now God is having us do live recordings with like a camera crew, live audience, just the whole setup. And so we did the first one last month, and now we're doing the second live recording on July the 8th. And so
Yeah.
I'm just proud of
Awesome.
my husband because this is the dream that God showed him. And so I know what it's like to have a vision and a dream that God gives you, but He doesn't give you the full picture. He just gives you steps. And
Mhm.
as long as you're obedient in those steps, He's going to continue to give you next steps. And so to see my husband just step out on faith and just do what God has been calling him to do, I'm honored. I'm so excited. So I'm looking forward to the talk show. Was
I
not
love
in my plans, but hey,
Mhm.
here we are.
Yes.
Here we
I
are.
love it. I love it. And so, ladies, we are entering a little bit of tea time. Of course, you're just spilling a little bit. We have been kind of spilling a little bit all throughout. But one thing that I will say is thank you again to Dr. Silent Storm for
Yes.
bringing me in as being one of the elevation coach. But I am not alone because there was a
No.
little tea spilled. And
Yes.
Dr. LaShonda is also one of the fearless elevation coaches. So I am just honored to be amongst some phenomenal women. Like I've been saying since the beginning of the show, this has just been a phenomenal experience. I mean, just a wonderful experience. Now, some other tea that I did come across as well, because I love finding tea,
She's so
and I like
sneaky.
spilling it a little bit. Why do
It's
y'all
good
look
tea
like
though.
y'all?
It's good tea though. So let's not.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Please share what does this mean so people who are watching can understand. Black Diamond Circle, Black Diamond Chronicles rather. Like you are a winner. I've been seeing on so many things.
And so this was shout out to the visionary Dr. Iris Wright. This was a book collaboration, her very first volume, Black Diamond Chronicles. And so when I knew what the concept was, of course, I'm going to say yes. Again, there are some times when I say no, but God tells me when I need to do something, right? And so this was a great opportunity for me to share another part of my journey and just to show people how beautiful things are forged from our pain, right? So Black Diamond Chronicles, we all have stories of challenges and things that we've had to overcome. And for me, my journey mirrors the process of a black diamond. And so that was the first volume. And so this weekend we're having the award ceremony and the conference for that book. And yes, I am a recipient of the Black Diamond Lifetime Achievement Award as well, and the Black Diamond Award. So that was an honor being on that book collaboration as well. But it's all God. It's all God.
Definitely. And yet another flawless photo. I'm telling you. You're
Yes. Yes.
ultimately photogenic.
Let me give shout out. So those photos were taken in a studio with celebrity photographer Nathan Percy in Atlanta. So we went there and had those photos done. And so I get
So
a
you
lot
saying I
of
need to travel
compliments.
to Atlanta in order to get
Absolutely.
this flawless
Absolutely. It is worth the drive.
Yes.
Amazing experience. Amazing. He is wonderful at what he does.
Okay, I've just got
Incredible.
another comment that goes in. As I read this comment, we're down to our last 3 questions. Of course, let people know how they can connect to you. This goes to you too, Dr. Silent Storm. We're going to go through what book is currently on your nightstand or that you recently read or would highly recommend reading, and any final remarks that you would like to share. The last comment says, congratulations. This was an awesome sharing of talents and God has blessed. Amen.
Thank you.
Okay,
Amen.
Dr. Lashonda, to you. Where can people connect with you? What book is currently on your nightstand or that you've recently read or highly recommend reading? And any final remarks?
So, how you can connect with me is social media, just my name, Dr. Lashonda Wofford. Also, in my All Bets on Me Facebook community, it's just for women. It's a safe space. You can find me there. It's All Bets on Me. My email is info@drlashondawofford.com. The book that's on my nightstand is mine.
That's okay.
I like to stay in a
Hey,
place
can't be
of
mad at that.
remembrance. So the book that's on my nightstand is my very first solo book project, and that's Pain Equals Purpose. So that's that. And what was the other question? I'm sorry.
Any final remarks?
Final remarks is stay tuned and please celebrate with us. Please make sure you're ready in 2 days, 2 days to grab your copy of Unleashed.
Love
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Dr. Silent Storm.
So, you can find me on social media, Facebook and Instagram, and Fearless Minds, Fearless Girl Boss. Fearless Elevation is for Facebook, and fearlessgirlboss.com is the website. And on my nightstand, I have the Bible, of course. That's always going to be my answer. But now I just bought Level Up Motivation for Entrepreneurs, Igniting Your Entrepreneurial Spirit by Dr. Lashonda Wofford. So that's my newest that's going to be on the nightstand tonight because I purchased it
Thank
today.
you.
So I suggest you go out and get your copy because we want her
I
to
got
hit
my
number
copy
1
today too.
best-selling author too. Yes.
Thank you. Thank y'all so much.
Any final remarks?
I would just say be true to yourself. Don't turn down your light. Don't be afraid to go against the grain and do what God has for you. If you believe that inner calling or inner voice and you hear it from God, just do it. That's all I want to say because God will lead you to that path. And it might look crazy to the world, but it doesn't look crazy to God. Just follow that spirit of God.
Amen.
Yes.
So you can find me on social media, Sonia Weaver or Deals with Bob on Instagram and Facebook. You can find me on Linked. That's LYNKED. And we're on social media on Facebook and Instagram as well at RU, the letter R, the letter U, Linked. Phone is 734-991-3995, or you can reach me at info@dealswithbob.com. Thank you to all of our businesses that showcase their events on tonight. If you have an event you want to showcase, please reach out to me and we can make that happen. My book, of course, with the Bible, and I still have, because I keep telling myself you need to read it again, is Don't Give the Enemy a Seat at Your Table. And that is a walk through Psalms 23 and reminds you of just whose you are and who is actually leading you. Let's see. My last departing words will be at the end of the show because I still have to make sure you guys know what's coming. Now, we will be featuring some phenomenal women. So take a look at this clip. So as you see, that is not all 16. But if you tune in with us, you are going to get to know and get to connect with all 16 women. Now, on this platform, if you have not already done so, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can find us by going to Deals with Bob and then clicking on that subscribe button. The more subscribers we get, the further reach we will have with our platform. And of course, we want to impact women all over the world. So if you are a subscriber, make sure you just share with a friend or two and encourage them to become a subscriber as well. Our next conversation will be on July the 9th. Can you believe it? Next week, we're going into a holiday already. So yes, we're taking a week off to recognize the 4th. But on July 9th, we were speaking with the phenomenal Dr. Darlene Williams, who is one of our contributing authors to our Unleashed series and a phenomenal woman, powerhouse in her own right. So make sure you mark your calendars for July 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to tune in to that conversation. Ladies, it has been the quickest hour that has gone by.
Sure
And we
has.
actually are a little bit over because this was an action-packed conversation. I just thank you all for just being a part of it. And I just cannot wait until Friday because then when we come back with Dr. Darlene, we're already going to be officially like out there and unleashed.
Yes.
And so it's just going to be getting bigger and bigger and better and better. And I just am so glad to have your energy and your presence surrounding me. Thank you both for being here. For those who are watching, we thank you so much for tuning in live and watching the replay. I encourage you to share this with other people and let them know what's happening, that we are unleashed. And there's so many out there that can break those chains and become unleashed too. We're nothing special. We just decided to no longer be bound by the chains that were holding us back. It is time for us all to break them and become unleashed. So I am your host, Dr. Sonia Weaver. I encourage you to spend with purpose because your dollars matter. This is how we unite. Your dollars matter. Deal with Bob, our amazing Black-owned businesses. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Until then, have an amazing, amazing night. Bye.